Today we uncover a conspiracy so vast it rewrites human history. What if everything you know about history is a lie, a carefully constructed facade, hiding a truth too horrific to comprehend? What if the powers that be are merely puppets controlled by beings far beyond our understanding? These aren't just questions anymore. A leaked document originating from a secret archive has surfaced, revealing minutes from a clandestine meeting over 50 years ago. Recorded in this document is a conversation between a prominent figure and a being that defies imagination. Holding the key to who truly governs our world, this story begins with Arthur Finch, a humble archivist for the British Secret Service. For decades, his life was spent among classified files, his job to organize and eventually destroy them. He was a man of routine. Until one day in 1995, a few months before retirement, he discovered a file exceptionally marked, authorized persons only. Driven by a lifetime of suppressed curiosity, Finch broke protocol that night. He opened the file, revealing minutes of a meeting from November 21, 1903, held in a derelict asylum in Germany. The participants were Lord Harrington, a well-known figure in British high society of Freemasonry. And the observer. The stenographer's note attached to the minutes described the observer, an 8-foot-tall, slender being with pale scaly skin, long limbs, and large dark eyes. Without pupils, its voice was a deep vibrating resonance that caused physical discomfort. Finch felt a chill as he read this alien description. The transcript detailed Harrington reporting the success of an operation in France, placing a new Minister of Defense under control to deploy missile systems. A 15-second silence followed. Then the observer's chilling reply: "Tension is a temporary remedy. We do not need chaos but controlled fear. Fear causes your species to seek protection from those who appear strong. It causes them to surrender their will in exchange for the illusion of security." The observer also expressed concern about information leaks, citing an individual who would not remain silent and needed to be made to appear as if he died of a heart attack. With his personal files removed, the minutes further revealed plans to influence the education system, fund dead-end scientific research to stifle progress, and maintain humanity in a state of perpetual controlled crisis, a process termed preparation for the harvest. Lord Harrington's final question, seemingly personal, was about his master's plan, to which he was told his reward was to be among the last to enter the granary at harvest time. Finch, after reading the document, searched the archives for evidence only 9 days after the meeting date. Italian Senator Antonio Giordano died of a heart attack, his study, and documents destroyed in a preceding house fire. To the world, a tragic coincidence. To Finch, irrefutable proof. He realized he held the key to humanity's most terrifying secret. The architects of our world weren't human. Fearing for his life but resolute, Finch made a photocopy of the damning file, destroyed the original, and hid the copies. He lived in isolation for years, until the early 2000s, when he anonymously sent the copies to journalist Julian Heller, who specialized in paranormal phenomena. Heller published the story labeled XB Sabinby Case, Part 1, hinting at further records and a continuing invisible war for our planet, where humanity is merely a resource. The world largely ignored the publication, dismissing it as a hoax, but in underground online communities, the seeds of truth took root. Heller, now an outcast in his profession, but a hero to truth seekers, found himself ostracized. Arthur Finch vanished from his home, taken by men in dark suits. Then a second package arrived for Heller, a cassette and papers from a former Stasi officer named Klaus Richter. Richter had details of monitoring General Heinz Streicher in 1980s East Germany. Streicher met with a being codenamed Architect, a massive bone-ridged entity matching the observer's description. Richter's recordings revealed Streicher was tasked with developing a virus that made subjects no longer human. Like dolls, the architect planned to spread this to the water supply of a western city for testing. A necessary side effect in the initial phase, they revealed the Cold War was a fabricated conflict to develop control mechanisms, and that a global intelligence network was being built not as a weapon against humans, but as a cage, a means to transmit commands directly, ultimately aiming to tame humanity like wild cattle for a harvest. Richter, fearing the implications, copied the Stasi Blitz file before its destruction. He sent it to Heller after learning of the British file's leak. Realizing they were being manipulated by the same power the West and East served the same masters, a manufactured conflict for developing control. Heller, realizing his research tools, the internet, social media, phones, were part of their plan, felt hunted. He had less than 72 hours. He decided not to save himself, but to expose the truth. He compiled all evidence, including his conversation with a mysterious figure called the Guardian at the National Gallery. The Guardian, representing the world government, revealed that the Watchers, or architects, were an ancient dying race of pure consciousness seeking to transfer into humanity's biological vessels. They were guiding humanity's evolution towards this merging, offering survival and ascension to an elite, including Heller. In exchange for silence, Heller refused, as the Guardian left, stating Arthur Finch and Klaus Richter had made the wrong decision. Heller knew his time was up. He initiated a mass data transfer of all evidence to thousands of servers worldwide. As his apartment door was violently breached, the transfer completed. Humanity was the resource, the herd to be tamed, and the harvest had begun.